Well, welcome back to the channel. Springtime has finally come to Alaska, and this is my second day of cycling in 60-degree temperatures, which is, well, it's pretty nice. Gives us hope. It was a long winter, and with those temperatures, the snow is going fairly quickly. Although there will be still snow, probably for the next 3 weeks, because it just takes a long time for that much snow to melt. So I was doing a little review of the channel, going back and actually watching some past videos, curiosity, see if I'm changing anything or all that kind of stuff. And I realized in the various videos I've made, I've actually never really truly introduced myself. So, my name is actually Larry. I've always gone by pedal pushing. For probably 30 years now. So that's why the channel name is what it is. But my wife and I came to the great state of Alaska, 37 years ago. Came up with the Air Force, and when I finished my enlistment, we decided to stay, went and finished some college degrees, and spent 30 years in the education system as a classroom teacher. And then decided it was time to move on to, I guess, what I consider the best job I've ever had, and that's called retirement. And so I've been retired for a few years now, and just enjoying life. Enjoying family, enjoying the grandkids. So that's who I am. So I've been cycling these roads in the North Pole Fairbanks area for 35 years. And so I've seen how things have changed and roads have altered, and they finally got a bike path in, which is still covered in 2 feet of snow because, well, they just haven't done anything about that yet. But I was sitting there pondering as I was riding yesterday and riding today on the topic of a typical ride. What is a typical ride for me? And actually, I'd be curious to know what a typical ride for any of the viewers is. And so I looked up my stats from last year, because last year was a pretty typical year, and found out that what I would call summer cycling, meaning not out on the ice full fat doing the snow machine trails and trails in the woods and the deep snow and frozen lakes and stuff like that, but I found out my typical ride happens to be 13.86 miles. Which, I guess that's something I just didn't know. I know I ride a lot. I tend to ride almost every day, especially when the weather gets warm. But I didn't realize that was my number. And so I tried to analyze that a little bit. And, why isn't it more? Why isn't it less? And I found that the longest ride I did last year was a little bit over 55 miles, and the shortest rides tend to be somewhere down in the 7-mile range. Well, that got me curious. I remember the long one because it was just a beautiful day and it seemed like the thing to do. The short ones, that seemed odd because I've always kind of had this in my mind that you're gonna go ride for 10-12 miles. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense to go out. And then I realized the equation. And the equation is, one of my grandkids lives 3.5 miles from me. Round trip, 7 miles. My other 2 grandkids live, well, you guessed it, about 4 miles away. Round trip, 8 miles. And because I am absolutely honored and blessed be able to see my grandkids and have them live so close, I found out that there's an awful lot of rides where I jump on the trike and go over for a visit, or go over to play, or have lunch, or read books. And so that's kind of my typical ride. So if you get a chance, like to leave a comment, I'd be real curious to know about your typical ride. What is that go-to ride that you just go out and do? Because that's what you do. That's what, I guess, feels good. It fits your schedule, fits where you ride. So I'm gonna go ride. I'm just gonna go ride on one of my typical loops. This loop's about a 16-mile loop, maybe 18. There's a couple places I can add miles here and there, so if I want to, I can go do a little extra. So, gotta put the camera away, kind of focus, because the road I am right now has a 6-inch shoulder. Fortunately, it's fairly slow speed, but I do have people kind of staring at me. Not sure if it's the trike, not sure if it's my flags, not sure if it's the old guy, not sure if it's, is he really out there filming himself? So thanks for coming along on a pretty typical ride with me. As always, boy, if you want to hit the like button or the subscribe, that kind of helps me know that people are watching. I don't have any lofty goals with all that kind of stuff, but it's still kind of nice when somebody leaves a comment, or hits the bell, or hits the like, or hits the, well, I'd rather you just hit your pedals and go for a ride.